Hey folks, welcome back to Hanbleceya Ranch. I'm Jason along with my wife Jen. We retired in the summer of 2021. We left Chicago. We moved here to the beautiful state of Maine where we're carving out our own off-grid homestead. In today's video, we have got a huge surprise for you. Check this out. What you're looking at here is the newest tool on the homestead. It is something that we have been waiting to purchase for a couple of years now. We really needed to get to a certain spot, and we finally are here, and we have our side-by-side. Let me tell you a little bit about this one. This is the 2023 CF Moto U4600. And it was something that, again, we knew we needed. We have been waiting, though, for the right moment, and the right moment has come, and we have now have a side-by-side on the property. We are already putting it to good use. We're pretty ecstatic about it. We just finished up the chicken coop, and so we're going to be cleaning up our tools and cleaning up the area so we can go work on the next project. But while we do so, I wanted to introduce the side-by-side to you folks. Now, in addition to being able to ride trails and get around the homestead and around the property a lot easier, we are going to be putting this puppy to work tremendously. We've already done quite a bit of work with it. Yesterday we were out getting some firewood. That's why it's a little bit dirty. When they delivered it, it was nice, shiny, and clean. It took one trip to get it dirty, though. But that's okay, because its whole purpose is to be a workhorse, and that is what we're going to be doing. Now, in this video, not only have we introduced the CF Moto U4600, but we're also going to be doing a review on it. Again, we've been doing a couple of jobs with it. We've already seen the value in it, but we've also seen a few things that we don't like about it. We'll get into those here in a few minutes. But first, I got to get that stack of wood into the bed on this thing, and we've got to get this area cleaned up. The first thing we don't like about this machine specifically is not getting it into reverse, because that's as easy as that. But getting it to move in reverse, that's a little tricky. Let me show you. It's a little jumpy on reverse, a little more jumpy than we would have thought. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. It doesn't mean that that's not how it's supposed to be. But for folks who have never driven one of these, because we haven't, we've had an ATV, the reverse was a little smoother on the ATV. This is a little jumpy to us, so I think it's just gonna, take some getting used to. And practice. I guess the more that we drive it, the more that we use it, the better the reverse is going to feel to us, and a little bit more confident we'll be in it. Because right now, it's jumpy. Now we do love the bed, the size of it, the fact that the gate comes down. This has been fantastic for us. We've moved quite a bit of the firewood with this yesterday. We've got, you know, cutoffs in it now. We're going to be throwing some of the smaller pieces into our fire bin. The convenience of it is phenomenal. I mean, it's just cool. You know, if you've had one of these in the past, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to it, like we are, you're going to find out really, really quick how convenient it is. Oh, and before you jump on me about throwing my little cutoffs away, I already have a full bin of these. I don't need any more.
Back here.
We're talking to YouTube.
Oh, hi YouTube.
We just introduced the CF Moto, and I was telling them about the one thing right now, well, the first thing that we don't like about it, and that's the reverse.
And it doesn't have flowers.
And it doesn't have flowers yet. So, okay. All right there, everybody. We have a poll to take on our subscribers.
Yep.
So the question that we have, well, actually the question that Jen has, is whether or not to put flowers, like the little hippie flowers, on the side-by-side.
I think it would add some color to the homestead.
You don't think the blue adds? Well, first of all, Jen wants to add flowers. I don't want to add flowers. So leave in the comments what you guys think, if whether we should add flowers to it or not. And before we talk, let me just show you something that we did add flowers to a few years ago when I rebuilt it. Okay, so now that you've seen the yellow pig with our flowers on it, Jen, why do you think we should put flowers on this?
So it would be colorful and bright, and you know, even in the winter months, it would bring a little spring to the homestead.
It might add a little pizzazz to the homestead, but let's be honest. Doesn't this blue look good by itself?
Well, I did pick out the blue.
You did pick out the blue.
It was either the blue or the green, and I said we had to go with blue because I wasn't going with green. There's just too much green.
Yeah, the two options we had were the blue and then the camo.
Oh, it wasn't the camo. It was just a flat green.
Oh, was it just? Oh, that's right. It was just a flat green.
Yep.
That's right.
And so I didn't. Yeah, I got enough green. I wanted something a little colorful.
Yeah, and it is colorful.
Yes, it is.
But again.
Okay, but also let's say this. You know, there are people out there that like to take things that aren't theirs.
That is true. Yes.
Now, who's going to want to take a side-by-side with a bunch of big, obnoxious hippie flowers all over it?
All right, so I don't want to put the flowers on it. I just think it would be obnoxious. But what do you guys think? So we're going to come back after we've released this video. We're going to probably give it a couple of weeks. And then we'll come back and we'll tally up the score. And then in the next review video that we do, which will probably be our 2-week review, we'll let you guys know what the results are and what we're going to do.
Flowers. Flowers.
No flowers.
Flowers.
Please, no
flower
flowers.
Power.
All right, so we'll let you guys decide that. And in the meantime, we've got to get this lumber moved over to the lumber rack. we're down here at a field near our house, and we're going to take it for a ride through the field. And it's still pretty tall, but we're going to see how it does. Now, as far as all the specifications, I could probably read from the manual, but I'm going to leave it up to you folks to go ahead and just Google it. I'm not going to pretend like I know all the specifications. I could memorize them, but I'm not fooling anybody. So as far as the engine displacement, all the specifications, you can find all of that online.
But if you guys do have any questions or anything about it, feel free to reach out to us in the comments or shoot us an email. We'll be happy to answer what we can.
So one of the other things that we noticed on it, it's not so much that we don't like, because we don't know if it's like this all the time, is yesterday when we were getting firewood, Jen was driving and she was basically in an incline, and she was in low gear, right, or low.
Yep.
And she wanted to go backwards, so she tried to put it in reverse, but it wouldn't go past the high selector, so it wouldn't actually let her get into reverse. So she ended up having to drive forward some more, kind of get turned around, and then she was able to put it in reverse. So again, I don't know if that's just, you know, us being newbies on the side-by-side, but that was one thing that we also noticed. Well, without further ado, you want to go drive in the field? Wow.
What's that?
Somebody, well, it looks like these trees, looks like the tree fell. They're not going through there. Let's see. What else do you have?
I don't know. Little buggies. Oh, the little buggies. There's little buggies. They look like sticks.
And they're moving.
And they move.
Oh my goodness.
I can handle snakes, but I don't handle things that look like buggies or they look like sticks and they move. I don't do those.
I don't see any more in here. So we drove through the field, and Jen got a bunch of little bugs. They're like this big, and they look like little sticks, but they move.
They look like little sticks, but they crawl.
Yeah. So now
they look like an inchworm. That's what they look like.
They do look like inchworms.
But they're little bitty, and they look like sticks when they lay there.
Yeah.
Creepy
We
looking.
can find another one.
I don't want to find another one.
Okay, well, we just wrapped up driving around the field, and honestly, this thing is cool, man. This thing is pretty cool. There's a few things we really do like about it. First and foremost, it's actually a nice, smooth, gentle ride on the rear end.
Yeah.
I mean,
nothing like the four-wheelers.
No, this thing actually has a little cushion to it, and it feels good. I mean, and I mean, even on a road, it feels good. It's not, you know, jerky or anything, which is nice. So the other thing that we like, we had to move the camera because the wind is really bad. So we don't want the sound to be all crackly and whooshy, you know. So we put you guys down there. Crackly and whooshy. Yeah, well, you know, they know what I'm talking about. We don't want to go too far off or too far down the trail because it does go through the woods and it is hunting season, and as you can see, neither one of us have anything orange, so no. we really want to come back home.
Yeah, be a little safer.
Yeah,
should have thought this through a little bit more, knowing what time of year it was.
Yeah, a little forethought would have helped, I think.
deer hunting season right now.
It's deer hunting season, yeah, rifle season.
Yep.
So, anyways, this thing is awesome, you know. The steering wheel moves, the display is readable.
It's got a seat that scoots forward for short people.
Oh, yeah. So, the driver's seat actually has a lever, and she can move it forward for her. So, which is nice.
For short people.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're really tall, I mean, I'm 5'6", and this thing, I fit comfortably in here. I would actually have to argue that if somebody was, you know, north of 6 feet, this might actually be kind of a tight fit, you know. Although I am, you know, I'm a fat guy, so, you know, I got a little bit of space in front of me too.
Kind of that way, but not this way.
Right. Yeah. I have to assume that a big person would probably a tall person. Yeah, a tall person would probably have a hard time in here, but other than that, I mean, it's got plenty of little places to put crap. So like I just said, it's got plenty of spaces. What's your arm, babe? To put your stuff, right? And then it's got a 12-volt doohickey. And then it has 2 USB ports as well. So that's pretty cool. So Jen and I can both charge our phones. We did order a windshield. It's not on. It is really, really cold.
Yes.
Without the windshield. It's cold. I mean, it's like driving on an ATV.
Yeah, my face was like little needles when we were going down the road.
And then as far as the doors, there's no doors. And the doors we looked at were $2,000. We were going to spend $2,000. They have these little mesh doors, which when I first saw them, I actually thought it was kind of flimsy. But after driving this thing, they really do block the wind from coming inside quite a bit. It gets up and goes. It's got quite a bit of oomph to it, which is nice. Oh, and then the rear window, I have some plexiglass. We're just gonna, ooh, this is a good shot. So it has these little pre-drilled plastic tabs here. There's one there, right there, and then one right there. So we're just gonna screw it in there. And then the other holes are actually on the back of the seats here. So we'll pre-cut the, or I'll cut out the size, drill some holes, and then just put screws in it. So, and that'll give us some protection in the back. We'll get the windshield here in a few days. So that should give us, you know. Oh, speaking of the windshield. So the windshield's polycarbonate. And we were not able to find any information online as to how to keep melt the snow and the ice off of it, or at least keep it off of it. So if you guys know how to do that, because we weren't able to find any information, please leave that in the comments below, because we really like to know how to do it. So
yeah, because I'm going to be doing the plowing and I need to keep that windshield cleaned off.
Yeah. And we have a friend of ours who actually takes his windshield off in the winter, but it just seems like overkill. I'm not sure that needs to be done. But then again, we've never done this before, so I don't know. Yeah. But I have to imagine it can't be that difficult. But we'll see. And like I said, if you guys know how to do that, drop that in the comments below. Okay, so the other thing we want to talk about is where we got it from. We picked this one up from a place called Holton Power Sports in Holton. The salesman there was fantastic. If you are in the market for a new snow machine or a new ATV or UTV, I would definitely recommend going to see Tim over there, because he really did a great job of kind of walking us through the process. And then Mark, the finance guy,
yep,
definitely,
was really good.
Yeah, he was a good guy to help us kind of walked us through the process, kind of step by step, totally transparent. I mean,
they kind of made you feel like family.
They did. Yeah. And guys, we're not getting anything out of this. You know, we're not saying this because we get some sort of kickback. It really was. You know, same thing with the tractor when we bought the tractor. Jen and I truly believe that if people are genuinely good, that you tell other people about them. And in this case, you know, they treated us very well. They treated us with respect. They answered all our questions, and it was really a seamless transaction, you know, to get here. So,
and they delivered it real quick, and
yeah,
and then they're gonna bring the windshield out, and install it next week, hopefully, if it comes in.
Yep, hopefully if it comes in, but we'll see. But yeah, so Holton Power Sports here in Holton, Maine, definitely worth looking at. You know, if you're going to purchase something. So overall, after owning this side by side, this CF Moto for a couple of days, we love it. Again, the things that we don't like about it, those might change depending on our experience, right? We will do another review video here in a few weeks after we've had some time to really kind of break this thing in and really put it to a test. But we were so excited about getting it, and we put it to work the day we got it. So we wanted to share it with you, and hence here we are. All right, folks, thanks a lot for sticking around watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Please comment on our poll that we asked whether or not
power.
Whether or not we should put the little hippie flowers on our side by side. She says yay, I say nay. Let us know what we should be doing in the comments. During that next review video, we will let you guys know what we're going to do based on your voting. All right, thanks everybody.
We'll see you on the next video.